We'll go for it. So this is a.
Here we are. Here we are, live in the tasting bothy again, Clark.
Hello, Wally.
How are you?
I'm doing very well, yes, I have to say. All the better for seeing yourself in this nice dram.
Yes, this is a courtesy of a work colleague of mine, Chris Waugh. Now, Chris, like myself, has a bottle of the Falkirk Distillery Inaugural release.
Yes.
He had opened his to have a dram, and I was just asking what it was like, because I'm not sure whether I want to open mine or not, or whether I'm going to keep it, what I was going to do with it. When I bought it, obviously I bought it for that purpose, to have something that I would keep, probably give to my grandson at some point in the future. And I was asking Chris what he thought of it, and here did he bring a wee dram in for me to try and see what you think. So, as in time-honoured fashion with you and I've split it between us. So we've got about 10 mil each or something like that, 12 mil each, for us to have a wee tasting. But there's enough to nose it and enough to taste it, and to give our wee review on it as we are. So, what can I tell you about it? What can I tell you about it? It's well, it's going to be approximately 3 years old. Could be 3 years in a day. That's what I'm saying. So it could be 3 years in a day. It could be 3 years in 10 days. I don't know, but it's obviously it really is a non-age statement. There's nothing on it, so it doesn't tell me anything like that. I know it's finished in an ex-bourbon cask, so bourbon has to go into a first fill American oak cask. So if bourbon's gone into a first, I'm expecting to get a wee bit of vanilla for this from the oak that we would get from the first fill, and obviously a wee bit of colour is going to come for that bourbon that's been in the cask as well. What else can I tell us? Lowland malt, 52% ABV, bottled in 2023, and it was put into the barrel on the 2nd of September 2020. So the distill date is the 2nd of September 2020. That's probably as much as I can tell you about it. That's quite a lot, right enough. Oh, I've lost you, Clark. You've frozen and gone off. So I'll hold the fort here while we wait for you to come back. So I don't know if that's a Wi-Fi issue or your batteries just went dead. Here we go. You're coming back. Don't know what happened there.
Vanished. There we go.
You just vanished. I don't know what happened there. Your phone must have cut out or something. So
I've no idea
anyway, I never missed anything. I never said anything other than I'll hold the fort till you get back. So that's fine. So looking at it, Clark, I mean, there's very little colour in it. I mean, it's obviously it's not been in that finished barrel for very long, I don't think.
No, no, you're right. It's extremely pale.
Very light. It's extremely pale, very, very light. Yeah, hardly any legs coming down the glass as well on it. So, but let's get a wee nose at it then. I've had mine out for a wee while just to.
Well, so have I, funny enough.
Well. The first thing is the citrusy. The first thing that hits me is the citrusness of it. And that wee hint of vanilla. So there's, first things is I find it quite citrusy, Clark.
I find it quite leathery.
Then the next thing that hits me is like fresh bread or something, like dough or fresh, like freshly baked bread.
Oh, that's interesting. That's I say. I was thinking it smelled kind of like leather or like polished leather or.
You've got that. There's that kind of. That's what the nose is. I'm getting. It's that kind of.
That's right.
Waxy beeswax type stuff that you would normally get if I was using. When I do my whiskey barrels, when I do the whiskey barrel stuff, and I'm waxed them up. It's that kind of beeswaxy. It's a nose isn't too bad, Clark.
Oh, no.
Well, Not particularly a lot going on, obviously, but it's nice.
No.
It's pleasant. I think it's quite pleasant on the nose. Quite sweet, Clark.
Just another one that reminds me of camping. It smells like a rubber lilo.
I know. I was going to say, when they explain that one, the folk might be watching.
There you go. It smells like blowing up a rubber lilo. That's what it smells like.
This isn't unpleasant, no. I quite like that. Let's get a wee bit of a taste and let's see what we get with that first wee initial mouthful.
Right, let's do it then. Cheers.
This is quite spicy, Clark. That initial mouthful, though, strange.
Oh, it's very, very, very spicy on the finish. Very spicy.
Yeah.
Aye.
It's like it is like a new make spirit.
The taste, no.
No, there's not much there. Oh, mine's just went down now for some reason. I'm still here, Clark. I don't know if you can hear me, but for some reason, obviously I must have a problem with my Wi-Fi dropping in and out or something. There's not much to that at all, Clark. There's no weediness for the barrel.
Yes, that's right. There is.
We're having a bit of a nightmare with Wi-Fi tonight, I think.
Yeah, we're not being very successful.
It's There's a wee bit of that bourbon finish, that vanilla finish there.
Exactly, aye. There's a wee bit of vanilla. There's not a
I'm now going to add a wee bit of water to it, Clark.
I know.
I'm going to add a wee. I've just added a couple of drops of water into it. See if that releases anything in. It does change the nose a wee bit. It becomes very more vanilla on the nose with a wee drop of water. It actually smells like American cream soda.
Hey.
Now that I've added it, and it's still got that kind of beeswax type of thing made to it, but it has become very, very like American cream soda. That's quite pleasant, actually. That's that kind of vanilla creaminess that I'm getting. That's quite nice. That's quite nice. And actually, the legs on the glass has completely changed, Clark. You'll not see it on the screen here, but I had nothing running down the glass before. I've added a little bit of water to it, and now I've got, it's really syrupy, and the legs running down the glass are completely different. So I'll just have a wee taste of this and see what it's like. Slange, mate.
You taste like you've diluted it.
It is like a new mate. It's just like a new. It's like a new. No, well, it doesn't taste like I've diluted it. It tastes like a new make spirit.
Aye. It's a wee bit too young yet, isn't it?
It definitely needs longer. And now I can understand bottles of this, and I presume that was for the retail side of it to get it out there into the marketplace. It needs a lot longer. That it's to be fair. I feel like I'm going to do a disservice here.
I know what you're saying, aye.
But it's not that it's no nice. It's all right. It's all right,
it's
but
fine.
it's no. Once it's been in a cask for a period of time that allows it to draw the colour, to draw the flavours out of it, it'll be lovely, because it's nice and pleasant as it is, but it's got a wee bit of maturing to do. 3 years is just too short for it. I think if personally, if I had tasted that coming out of the cask, I wouldn't have bottled it at that point in time. I would have probably have said, leave it, let it sit, even for another 6-9 months, just to see if it had changed the flavour. But
no, I agree with you. It needs time. It's not ready.
It tastes like a lowland malt, Clark. It's like a lowland new make spirit. So, have you put any scores in the doors yet, Clark?
I haven't. I'm feared to do this. Because it really isn't brilliant, is it?
Look, we're just going to be honest as it is, Clark. I mean, we're not here to slate people's whiskies. That's not what we do. It's what it is at this point in time. And as the inaugural release, that's what it is. And therefore, we take it like that. It's not like some of the drams that we've had that are 10, 12, 14-year-old. In fact, we've had a couple of non-age statements, Clark, that are maybe probably about 8-year-old.
Quite a good chance of that, yeah.
That we've really, really enjoyed. So,
yeah. So I'm just writing. Needs to mature.
Yep, that's my comment that I've put. It needs longer in the cask.
It does, I think so as well. Right, I'm giving it a 15 all the way.
To be fair, they've only done 640 bottles, so there's plenty more in the cask, to come. Improve it each. Aye, can only improve it each. So, have you got a score?
Yeah, I've given it 15s all the way, so that gives it a 60, which is harsh. I know it's harsh, but
I'm not far off. I'm actually 10 ahead of you, Clark. I've given it a 70.
Well, it's unusual for you to be ahead of me. You're usually more critical than I am.
And maybe it's just, the only reason I've adjusted my figures is because I added the water to it and the nose changed on it. It had a lovely American cream soda note to it, so I've kind of balanced that out. I think it's somewhere between there, Clark. Between your 60 and my 70 is where this is. So we might agree to say, let's call it 65. Let's meet us halfway. I'm going to put a wee note in my comments that you were a 60, I was a 70, and we've met halfway at 65. I think that's a fair reflection on where we are, mate.
I think this will be a nice dram someday.
Yes.
Just know the day.
Just know the day.
Just know the day.
I think that's fair. And there'll be lots of drams that we'll have over the next, number of years that we'll try that are new make or just 3 years old or whatever. I mean, I remember the first time we tried. I tried King's Barnes. It was an non-age, and it could only have been about 7 or 8 years old. The first one I tasted must have been about 3 or 4 years old. And
that's it. Dream to Jam was only about 3 years old or so, wasn't it?
Right, and the Dream to Jam wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. It was better.
The Duke that they've got at the moment, I love the Duke. I think the Duke it's nice. I think the fact they're finished in different casks as well would make a difference. So all these things will come. But as I said, we've given it a wee go tonight, and that's where we are, folks.
I'm not
the inaugural release. It scored a 65 between the two of us here. It's got room for improvement, but maturity and age, like everything else, Clark, you and I know that the age that we are, we've matured into, fine, handsome men we are for how we were when we were teenagers and younger. So there's a big change in our attitude towards things and whatever else. So, and I'm glad that your wife's not up the stairs and neither's mine. Hearing the conversation. Because they may beg to differ.
There's a fair chance.
Anyway, from us here in the Tasting Bothy, folks, thanks very much for joining us. Please click for a wee review. Tell us what you think if you've tasted it. Give us a wee update and tell us what you think. Remember, drink responsibly, though. Don't want you all wandering about the place half blotto. And we will catch you all again at some point in the Tasting Bothy. Good night.
Good night.